Everyone, welcome out Time Channel. Today we're gonna play The Fae King is My Roommate. This is a demo found on itch.io. It's a slice of life, dark fantasy game. Let's begin. Choose your name. Leave the box blank with default. Your name will default your name to Annika. We're gonna go fly in. Choose your pronouns. She, her. And we can choose our appearance. I think I'll go with that one. And that one. And that. As closest. Get. Okay. 2 years ago, you traded your life in a bustling village for a solitary cottage in the wilderness. Since then, the days you have flowed in the same lazy and uninterrupted rhythm. I think nice and quiet. With no humans nor roosters to rouge you, you wake up from an afternoon nap to the background noise of birds, the soft rustling of the trees, the rustling of leaves, and the distant cry of another poor traveler getting devoured by a mutant plant. It's like, nah. Let me go back to sleep now. It seems another newcomer decided to break the 3 golden rules. One needed to follow when entering the forest. What's the 3 golden rules? Absent from wearing jewelry, shining baubles, or bright clothes. Walk in silence. Don't eat anything you didn't grow or prepare yourself. Like, that's that plant. Eat. Your stomach rumbles at the thought of devouring, demanding a meal. Your options weren't vast, mainly plants and berries, but a boring menu is a small price to pay for peace of mind, freedom from gossip, and the monotony of life. Away from people who never understand you and your research. What am I researching? Speaking of, you quickly search for the veil you carry with you. There, isn't it beautiful? Your greatest breakthrough, greatest breakthrough after the all-seeing glasses that help you peek behind the veil of mortal realm. Oh, that's why my glasses are unique. I do like it. It looks like a monocle, but you still have the glasses. Doesn't mean one you can see the real world and the other one you see. I mean the human world and the mortal world and the other, like fairy realm. Impotent fungi poison capable of burning for the stone. Intentionally, you were working on a simple medical tonic, but before you knew it, the new recipe was eating away at your flakes, the desk, and the fort beneath. What a lucky discovery! Another rumble coming from your gut forces you to stop your aberration and focus on less lofty goal, saying your hunger. I do like it how the our glass right here is telling us how we feel. Tomatoes and beans again. Maybe I should buy a chicken or two, or a goat. Whatever, let's worry about that later. Through the wooden porch and the dirt patch beneath are pleasantly warm. Under your feet, you decide against venturing into your garden barefoot. Recently, you've been stepping on the weirdest things that have no place, popping in your middle of the forest, like coins, gems, and all sorts of glimmering baubles. Did someone give us gifts from their kills? You're slowly your souls actually remember stinging of a refined gem, and so the first thing you do after scraping up scrambling up is to look around for your shoes. Here they are. Once your slippers are on, you step into your garden to collect fresh herbs to enrich your breakfast. Without entering your house, you randomly reach through the open window for a container. Grab it. Salt. Without double checking, you bring with you a salt shaker instead, but you only realized when it was time to gather the herbs. Darn it! This is why you walk. Stuffing the salt shaker into the inner pocket of your apron, you set out to to search for the herbs. They're in as well when a dog, woof woof woof, or a woof. Strange, though travelers do bring animals with them on occasion. Usually just mules or horses, not dogs. What's odder, the yapping, ear-piercing, and alarmed resounds from a relatively close distance, seemingly just over the bridge. Given the rumors about the forest being haunted, it's definitely not a place where you'd expect to encounter company. Something must have happened to the poor sods who veered from the beaten path and into the depths of the undergrowth. Like a question mark. But that's none of your business. Oh, fine, I'll check it out. Where's the dog? Instead, intended to take but a quick glance to quell your curiosity, you leave the cottage and enter the forest through the stone bridge. When you spot nothing out of the ordinary here, you delve deeper in, navigating without any struggle. After all, you know these woods like the back of your hand, and with your glasses made of enchanted crystals, you're able to see more than your average human. Okay, where's the dog, though? As the terrain changes, it becomes harder and harder to walk with only your slippers on. It's not long until you're tripping on wayward roots and stretching further beneath the ground than you could see or feel. A bundle of light brown fur shoots out from the bushes like a rocket, accompanied by a panicked yipping. It's asking for help. A dog? A very cute dog. Unceremoniously, the dog barrels into your legs, bouncing backwards and plopping onto the bottom from the collision. It doesn't get up right away, staring at you with round black eyes as if assessing you. Before you can move or say anything, the dog decides that you're not a threat. Hopping back onto its feet, it starts growling at the hem of your clothes in an attempt to pull you with it. Whoa, hey! Caught off guard by the yank. Caught by the yank, you're propelled forward so forcefully that you almost lose a slipper in the process. When did small puppies get so strong? You thought they only yapped the loudest. Not when owner is in danger and owner is human. I've seen videos of cat literally beating a pit bull up because it was going to attack its human human, and the human was a toddler. Hey, I'll follow you. Just stop soaping all over my clothes. Suddenly, pulling it, the dog unclutches its jaw, letting the wet and crumpled fabric slip out of its mouth. Now I have to do the laundry. Grr. Impatient, the dog snarls at you, as if saying, hurry up. Fine, lead the way. Woof. I do like the artwork for this, though. Another agitated bark. The dog jolts ahead of you, looking back every few steps to make sure you're following. If you're not following, he's gonna start pulling you again with super strength dog. Super strength dog please pulling you. Eventually, you lead towards the cave, the very same cave that you tend to use as a dumping ground for your failed spirits. Uh-oh. As expected, the dog dashes inside, pausing by a humorous muted Venice fly trap. Well, we know this person probably, well, R.I.P. Tangled in its mouth, there's a man hanging upside down. He doesn't look very alarmed to be stuck and paralyzed by the sticky fluids. If anything, he seems almost bored, humming a jaunting tune under his breath. Am I interrupting? I should save. How is it hanging? Am I interrupting? Oh. The man's expression doesn't change much. He's still blinking steadily, face relaxed, but his voice takes a pleading quality when he greets you. Hello there, my savior. He just... I haven't saved you yet. But you will, won't you? I don't know. Dog seems to want me to. Fierce by your lack of action, the dog starts to yip at you instantly. It looks fierce by your lack of action, the dog starts to yip at you. It looks ready to jump at you again, as if your clothes weren't slobbered over enough. Oh, fine, stop yapping. Well, yeah, since mutation of flytrap is partially your fault, you might as well help out. It's like, yeah, I poured something on it. Quiet, I'm thinking. The flytrap might be hybridized, but it's still just a plant. You could try crushing it, but you lack the size or strength for it. Burning it could work too, but you don't bring anything flammable with you. You got salt. How about... Speaking of salt, soak it with poison. Okay, we're gonna save first. But I think the answer would, instead of soaking it with poison or smacking it with slipper would be the dumbest one. Sprinkle of salt. A plant is not its log, but it doesn't mean it's immune to salt. You highly doubt that just sprinkling a tiny bit will do, though. Popping off the cap, you'll unleash the ring of salt, aiming it for the mouth, and the man you're trying to save. My eyes! Oh, try to blink? He does, as you say, and for a moment his tear-stained eyes glow with an unworded sparkle. Oh, that's better. More than that, the salt does seem to dissolve the mucus, letting the man slip out of the flytrap smalls without an issue. His attempt to stick the landing by turning his body around like a cat, but given the paralyzing mucus, he spectacularly fails, landing on the patch of moss. He doesn't get up immediately, and so filling with charging regarding the salt, instead you reach out to help him out. Here, sorry about the salt. I was thinking it was better than poison, because poison could have gone into you too. Unfortunately, the spiced up fluid changed its consistency from the sick, rendering your attempts useless. When you try to pull him up, your hand slips out of his hold, throwing off balance, and with nothing to hold on to, you tumble to the ground. Towards his chest. Towards his chest. Got you. It's like, now he's gonna keep me. With grace and agility that he didn't exhibit during his fall, the man manages to catch you before you break your nose. And what would be worse, your precious glasses or a rock? Winded by the sun change and rolls, you don't protest when he stands up, still holding you in his arms. It's only when he fails to put you back down that you decide to speak up. He's like, nah, I'm gonna keep ya. Thanks. Can you release me now? Yes, of course. It's like, no. Though for the briefest moment, seems like as though he might argue. He doesn't let you go. Rather recurrently. How about your eyes? What? Your eyes. About the salt? A trace of panic and confusion passes over his face. Did he hit his head that hard when he fell? Let me see. When you cup his face in an attempt to examine him, his cheeks glow warm under your hands. I think you have a fever. The man's chest heaves as he lets out a gargle. He's like, he's just having a crush now. You're shivering too. With no other layers to shield, you take off your apron and press it to him to wear. Here, put this on and hurry back home. I think you might be coming down with a cold. Aw, very adorable. Found my house husband. Finally getting back to his senses, the man does what he's told. Even so, he argues. I'm not sick, and even if I am, it's not cold. Yes, remember to drink a lot of water and get plenty of rest. A proper bed, this time not inside of a plant. It's like, since you intend to depart, the man rushes to place himself between you and the passage. Oh, he doesn't want us to leave. Hold on. Before you go, I'd like to repay your kindness. No need. I insist. If not for you, I don't know what would have happened to me. The plant would have required days, if not weeks, to fully adjust you, and before that, someone would surely find you. You would have been fine. Still, where I'm from, we're taught to never let a good deed go unrewarded. And where I'm from, it's said that once you pay for something, it's no longer a favor, but a transaction. It's like, woof, 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 woof. And that's right. Oh, that's right. What's right? How about dinner, to show you my appreciation? You're just talking to the dog. If on cue, your stomach rumbles. The man smiles knowingly. Hungry? Somewhat. I think that's more than somewhat. Lucky for us, there is an inn just nearby that serves the most delicious desserts. It would be my pleasure to let you taste each and every one of them. An inn in the middle of the forest? Unless you're managed to build one here between yesterday or forging, yesterday's forging and today's waste dump, he must have concussioned it. It's like, I think I saw it. Oh, could it be a side effect of the mucus? Interesting. How did you get caught in the Venus flytrap, by the way? Even as large as it is, you ought to have stood there quite some time for it to produce enough liquid to coat all of you. You could say I wasn't thinking clearly. Were you drunk? Were you stalking me? I was drinking prior to that, yes. That explains it. Most people know better than to walk into a giant meat-eating plant. If they do run, it's away from it, not straight into its maws. Oh, you'd be surprised. Some people probably would. Unless it's poison ivy, making this come closer because she used her powers. Just how drunk was he to take a nap in a cave of all places? Then again, you sing worse back in the village. We're also the cause of all this. About that inn of yours, are you sure it's actually nearby? Given his situation, he could have walked miles away only to come to his senses here, and mistakenly thinking it was only a short time had passed. I'm sure it's on the other side of the cave. Now, that can't be true. You've been in and out of here countless times throughout the year. If there was any building around the area, you would have seen it at least once. Probably would have seen it more than just once. Tell me, how many fingers can you see? I'm not drunk. Then, or other stuff. He seems and acts pretty sober, if a bit awkward. I mean, we're awkward too, so that's calling the kettle black. When you lean closer, you only smell any it's the pot calling the kettle black. Because we are just as awkward, if not more awkward. When you lean closer, you don't smell an alcohol on him, just a hint of flower scent. I do feel a bit faint. The man chuckles grievously at the sudden closeness, cheeks staining red. If he's simply shy or under the influence? Probably shy. Something is clearly wrong with you. If there was something wrong with me, it wouldn't be prudent of you to let me wander off unattended, would it? It's like, no, now you're gonna take me home with you. I've been just stalking you. Shh, you don't count. Yeah, I do. You know that's not what I meant. He's conversing with a dog, and not in the cutest way. He seems to think the dog is answering him. He must be ill. No, the dog's answering him. Dog's smart. If not the mucus, it could be a concussion. Either way, if you leave him alone, you might just find him under the bridge the next time you see him. So you observe him from up close. Something stirs in your memory. This happened in the past. It happened a couple months ago, shortly after you refurbished your glasses with the gemstones you found in your garden. I'm pretty sure the gemstones and all that is probably from him. Do we have a fairy stalker? They were flat and unusual, and as you were looking through them, you realized that they shone the world slightly altered compared to what you were used to seeing, and you didn't simply mean the muddy color. Aside from pathways that you never noticed before, you discovered a myriad of plants and animals that you were only able to discern through the glass. Most notably all kinds of small humanoid creatures, as well as circles of red mushrooms emitting a strange milky aura. It was during one of your regular foraging runs that you encountered another oddity. Half person, half butterfly, or so you thought. Fairy. Oh, we've met him before. He never came close, merely watching you from afar, just as you were him. Day after day, you catch a glimpse of him through the dense trees until he became your constant. He's been stalking us. We've been having a fairy stalker. At some point, he transformed from a dull curiosity into a session of sorts. Not unlike a zealous collector, you found yourself wanting to catch him and pin him to a board so that you could study him thoroughly. Are we the yandere? Okay, they're both yanderes. At first, it was his kin that interested you. The infernal, exclusive beings with insect-like wings and gemstone eyes, living so close to you yet so far, just behind the veil. But having glimpsed others, you slowly realized that you cared more about this particular specimen, where than the group as a whole. Everyone else paled in comparison to him. Those eyes weren't appealing enough. Their wings too plain and impressive. Their especially were far too boisterous and frankly annoying, some way to the villagers. So you so avidly escaped from. I do like the design. Your specimen wasn't like the others. Playful, but not mean. He never played any pranks on you, unlike some of his brethren did when you spotted you alone. Not that it happened often. After a while, he was the only creature of his kind you encountered you were more than pleased with. That. Though outwardly composed, he had a habit of getting lost in his thoughts to the point of forgetting all about his surroundings. Cue what just happened. It was truly an exercise of composure not to burst out laughing every time he almost walked headfirst into a shroom. Or when he swung himself too hard on a tree branch and ended up with a mouthful of leaves that he then spat out, shaking himself off as if nothing was amiss. The more time you spent around him, the less of a test subject, and more of a person he became, a person you want to interact with, not simply watch. And perhaps that was what compelled you to finally break your silent status quo. One day, when you saw him resting on the railing near which you were foraging herbs, you decided to approach him. "Excuse me." So we approached him before. When you meet his gaze straight on, he visibly startles, almost falling into the water below. He didn't let his floundering deter you, though your distance was the shortest it had been. You wanted to get him even closer. One step then another, and he paused, shy of touching him. The strange stupor that seized him seemed to elaborate just enough for him to mutter out a single question. You could see me? Oh, so you weren't giving me these stones? What's hard to answer? At the last moment, you recall the proverb, starring that action speaks more than words. With that in mind, you reach out to touch him. His body, still just withering under your palm, yielding under your palms, was covered in flowers and vines. Despite the usual difference, it felt exactly like that of a human. The discovery was also surprising, as it was thrilling, similarly for the both of you. With the hand on his chest, you could feel his quickened heartbeat, like a fluttering of wings. Then, poof, he was gone. He just ran off. And that was the last you seen of him, or so you thought. Because we see him now. This is happening now. I do like that. What was that? As I was saying, a patient should be kept under careful observation. Shouldn't he? At least his condition worsens. Correct. Then how about killing two birds with one stone? If you come with me to the inn, I'll repay you with a meal, and you'll make sure I'm not passed out in a ditch somewhere. How does that sound? Okay, save. Sounds like a bad idea. That sounds good, I guess. Sounds good, I guess. Marvelous. Grabbing you by the hand, he all but drags you out of the cave, hurling as though expecting you to change your mind any second now. His little dog trails behind you, for once particularly quiet. In his haste, he almost face plants into a tree? Type of tree? And only your timely assistance steers him out of harm's way. You're so clumsy. I'm not usually. The past probably, yeah, you're clumsy. That's not what I recall. What? Nothing. Oh, alright. Are we going or... Oh, slide might. Never mind. I know what it is. Yes, let's go. Out of the forest, he takes you to a clearing with nothing but a crumbling pavilion raised in the middle of the flower field. Thanks to your enchanted glasses, however, you see, as clear as day, a circle of red mushrooms around the entrance of another realm. You point and gaze, the man clears his throat. The inn really is nearby. We just need to go for the mushrooms, huh? Tear for the veil? Huh. It seems like the lengths you heard about the forest are not far from the truth. Run. Yes? There's this, transportation device. Yes. He's gonna just kidnap us and take us to the Fey realm. Simply glad that he didn't have to talk around a lie. He fails to ask, even wonder how you know that. It's very odd, ancient even, but it allows you to travel from one place to another within seconds. Interesting. How does that work exactly? I'm not sure, actually. I never really cared. Oh. But I do know someone who could tell you all about it. I can introduce you. Someone? Like the inn owner, perhaps? Ah, yeah. At any rate, shall we? He pointed to the detected columns, or more specifically, the circle of mushrooms around it. You can hardly contain your excitement now. No matter how tempted you were to enter such a circle in the past, you know better than to sneak around into the realm alone. But with a guide, it's not a chance you could possibly pass by. What you pass by. Are you ready? When you nod, he smiles. His eyes gleam in a way that is decidedly not human. He's like, yes, I get to kidnap the person. Good, close your eyes. You do, and then you feel your surroundings shift. And blink, and you find yourself somewhere else. It in what looks like a courtyard surrounded by sweet-smelling forage. It's the same scent the man carries on himself, deep-scented, inviting. By the way, I don't think I ever asked you for your name. The man laughs, softened and tenderly, like a weird wind chimes. He ignores his dog's warning yips and answers. You may call me, but Biff, Biff. I'm gonna say Biff. Biff. When you mouth it, your tongue starts to feel heavy, as though it wasn't just a name you utter, but something more. Just don't wear it out, Lion. You don't, and don't tell others. Sure. Wait, how do you know my... He's been watching us. Is he yandere? Oh, look here. A fruit. Aren't you hungry? Oh, he's definitely trying something. If we eat the fruit, I would say, if we eat the fruit, like he's trying to get us, we probably can't pass back to our realm, right? What the? Before you can answer, he pops the morsel into your mouth. The super sweetness that spreads over your tongue makes you swallow. When the flesh-like when the fresh-like pulp reaches your stomach, he senses something in you, changing, as though your very essence was now tightly bonded and restrained. Oh, he's definitely yandere. At once, a warning and a memory of the golden rolls rush through your head, but they're gone before you could focus on them, replaced by the pleasant sensation of the happiest and ease. Tasty, right? Have some more. Bit of Beth serves you fruit, bit by bit until it's gone. As you gaze into his gleaming eyes, you can't find it in yourself to refuse. When you swallow the last morsel, Rife Audrey elegated mood turns beaming, despite it being you who was just fed. He looks presently sated himself. You're going to love it here, I promise. I'll bring in all your favorite gadgets and a lot of materials for you to study. Definitely yandere. Huh? You hear what he's saying, but the meaning doesn't really sink in. Your mind feels hazy, like it does after one too many drinks. What did you... You humans are so delicate. How cute. Wrapping a secure arm around your shoulder as you sway. He gazes at you with an expression that looks both dangerous and adoring. Don't worry about it. It'll pass. Now, do you still want to see the inn? I wasn't lying, you know. I couldn't if I tried. What? The inn? Then again, There are more interesting things to see first, like my place, my palace. With a snap of his fingers, you feel the scenery change once more this time. However, in addition to curiosity, there's a faint hint of anxiety. As if sensing it, he holds you closer, his arms becoming at once an anchor in a cage. Don't be scared, dear. We'll be it'll be all very exciting, I assure you. What did you get yourself into, huh? Baden, you and the Fey King roommates now. I didn't think that was a bad end. Let's go for the. Let's see if we can find the other end. I think there's. Sounds like a bad idea. Sounds like a bad idea. But why? There's so many things it could say to that. But you opt for simply shaking your head. Then let me repay you in their way. Huh? Oh? With my body. Bad baking. Physical labor? Why not? The college could use some deep cleaning. Sure, that works. Agitated, the puppy climbs its master like a vine, sitting on top of his head. It's so cute, doggy. Quiet, Albert. I know what I'm doing. Yes, I'm sure. Where are we? Ah, yes. I could cook and clean. Okay, house husband. I can. At least, in theory. The fake king comes our house husband. We're out. You seem like a busy sort, my dear savior. Surely you could use someone for such a mundane but time-consuming task. He's not wrong. It would be great to delegate all the housework to another while you tend to your research. You only gesturing, but if he's serious, then who are you to deny him? Fine, but you get a trial period of a single meal. Perfect, you won't regret, I assure you. Thank you. You're always so supportive of me, Albert. So your dog's name's Albert, huh? What's yours? The man's mouth opens, then closes from his irrational One would think you ask him for a response to a complex mathematical puzzle. You do have a name, right? Of course I do. And but I know, Albert, quiet down. My name is B for you don't have an entire day to stand here and listen to his relearning the alphabet. You have to research to do, not to mention a meal to eat. I'll call you Bob. It's like, okay, Bob's easier to pronounce, so you're now hereby called Bob. Bob pulses his lips, then slowly nods. Great. Now that we're all acquainted, let's go. Not wanting to dally you, let you change your mind. Bob nods vehemently in agreement, rushing to grab your hands. He recalls immediately. After all, it's just as if just remembering the mucus that still clings to his skin. Sorry about that. That's fine. We'll both need a bath once we're returned. Is your tub big enough for two? No. Yes, you and your Corgi can sit in perfectly. It's like, Bob, you're not getting it. Shifting his smile as he detracted expression, he gestured him to follow you out of the cave. But as you walk, he quickly goes from following to leading. Heading towards your cottage with more confidence than benefits someone supposedly lost. Like he knows where you live. How do you know where to go? It's only a cottage house here. It's only a cottage house here. That's true. His shoulders relax, and you let him enjoy the deceptive sense of relief for a few more steps before you start teasing him again. You look familiar. Do I? What's so funny? Nothing, it's just... Are you nervous? Oh, look, a bridge. As you watch Bob scramble away from you in the conversation, you find yourself feeling more amused than you've been in years. The so rarely used mucus around your mouth, the so rarely used muscles around your mouth and eyes feel a brief stain of a fleeting smile. Once you reach the cottage house, you amuse yourself by watching Bob pretend that he's seeing the surroundings for the first time. Though you never actually spotted him in your cottage, the gifts he's been leaving for you to speak for themselves. Okay, yeah, he's a yandere. Is this where we're going to live? That depends on your cooking skills. Right, haha. Despite the smile he puts on, you could feel him swallow oddly. Cooking is similar to alchemy, isn't it? Not exactly. And is that a rhetorical question? Come on, let's see what you can do. To be continued. Thanks for playing The Fae King is My Roommate demo. If you're interested in what we're doing next, consider checking on Tumblr or visit our card. And that was The Fae King is My Roommate. If you want my content, please subscribe, like the video, help out, and comment down below. See you guys next time. Please check this game out.